And we welcome you into Dodgers Daily for Saturday, August 6th. I'm Casey Porter of Dodger Poke Report. I'm so glad that you've decided to tune in. Last night was another fun night in the Dodgers minor league system. Jason Martin hit 2 home runs for Oklahoma City. He now has 24 on the year, and that is the second most in all the Pacific Coast League. James Outman also went yard for the AAA affiliates of the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Drillers got down in a 7-0 hole, scored 5 runs in the third inning, and they closed the game with their starting second baseman, Betancourt Avellino. The Loons lost a hard-fought game to the high A affiliates of the Cleveland Guardians 5-4 last night. And then Sean McLain for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, another 2022 draft pick, hit his first home run for Rancho Cucamonga. Yuniel Garcia continues to stroke. We will talk about how well he has hit recently here with Rancho Cucamonga. Kenneth Bettencourt had a big night as well, so there's a lot of action to get to. Let's not waste any time, and let's get right to it. Drew Avans extended his on-base streak to 42 games last night in his first at-bat. Here is ball 4 of his first at-bat to extend his streak to 42 games. Avans is just a heck of a baseball player. You know, the last 2 nights he extended his streak with bunt base hits, and then tonight he extended it with a walk. So there it is. 42 games for Drew Avans' on-base streak. That is the longest in the last 3 years of the PCL. Obviously the longest this year for Oklahoma City. Michael Busch hit his 20th double of the year to score Drew Avans after he walked to extend his his hit streak to 42 games. Then Jason Martin, that you're getting ready to see here in just this next hit here, hit his 23rd home run of 2022. It was his first home run of the night. He is tied, as I said earlier, in the PCL in home runs with 23. This went a long ways. It went over 400. I believe it was like 448 feet, something like that. 108 miles off the bat. His first home run of the night for Jason Martin. So there you have it. Michael Busch doubled his 20th double of the year. Home run number 23 for Jason Martin. 24 is coming later on in this video. With Chris Taylor getting activated, James Outman got optioned back down to Oklahoma City, and he hit his 22nd home run last night in Salt Lake. And between Tulsa and Oklahoma City, he now has 22 home runs on the year. As I said, this was his 22nd home run combined between the 2 locations. And it came off the bat 107.5. It traveled 441 very happy feet. The 22nd home run for James Outman in the minor leagues this year. Here is Jason Martin's second home run of the night and his 24th on the year, which is, like I said earlier, the second most in all of the Pacific Coast League. His first home run was 108 miles an hour off the bat. It traveled 445. I was pretty close on that when I said that earlier. This second one that you're seeing here was hit 106, traveled 442 feet. So all in all, last night, Jason Martin hit almost 900 feet in home runs. He has now 24 on the year, and that is good for the second most in all of the PCL. After getting down 7-0, the AA Tulsa Drillers scored 5 in the top of the third inning, and this is video of all of those hits. Buddy Reed, who has made a splash. This is Buddy Reed you're seeing on your screen. If you're on the podcast, obviously you're listening to me describe him. Buddy Reed, who was released by the A's earlier this year, did a lot of back cage work at the Arizona complex, has really made a splash since he has come up with Tulsa, and I believe it was about a week ago, and he hit a home run in his first at bat with the AA Drillers. That was his second home run. This is Cody Hosey singling. Next up, you're going to see Brandon Lewis hit his 11th double of the season, and this is his 36th and 37th RBI of the season, as this was a 2 RBI double. And again, you are looking at a 5-run inning for the Tulsa Drillers, and they were making their way back from a 7-0 deficit. And after this, you're going to see Leonel Valera, who had 3 hits on the night. He's going to finish this inning off with an RBI double. He has 9 now RBIs on the year. He has 9 doubles. And so you can go to all my social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and check all this out. But you just saw every single hit of the 5-run inning of the Tulsa Drillers last night, climbing back from a 7-0 deficit. Andy Pages hit his 19th home run, and you're seeing it here of 2022, and now has 59 RBIs. This was his third home run in his last 5 games. He has 5 RBIs in his last 2 games. He has 6 total in August. He has 15 total bases this month as well. So I've said this before, but when Andy Pages is going right, he can completely carry an offense. I've seen it so many times with the Loons last year, now with the Drillers, and he's starting to go good again. And this was his 19th home run of 2022. Remember, he hit 31 last year, which led all of the minor leagues in the Dodgers system. There were a lot of great moments. You had the 5-run inning that I just showed you a minute ago, Abiatal Avelino, which was the starting second baseman, closed the game and actually pitched the last 2 innings, and he got to save in the game. But I think this was the moment of the game. Brandon Lewis hit a grand slam. You just saw a grand slam. You saw Brandon Lewis hit it, and this is what actually put the Tulsa Drillers in the lead. They were down by 1 when he hit it, and after he hit it with the grand slam, the Drillers took a 12-9 lead. This was home run number 14 of the year for Lewis. It was hit 108 miles an hour. It traveled 408. Very happy feet. He had 6 RBIs last night. He has 5 for his last 13 with a home run, 8 RBIs, and 10 total bases. So the LA native Brandon Lewis had a huge night, and he is getting hot for the Drillers. Leonel Valera, shortstop for the Drillers, had 3 hits last night and is 9 for his last 18 with a home run, 4 doubles, a triple, 8 runs scored, and 18 total bases in those 18 at-bats, and that is so far in August. I'd say he's pretty hot to start this month. The shortstop for the Double-A Drillers, Leonel Valera. Well, here it is. Here is how the game ended, and this is Abiatal Avelino, who was the starting second baseman in the game. This was actually his second night in a row to pitch, his 4th performance of the year. He reached as high as 87. His last pitch that got the last out of the night. Look at this great play that he made here for the first out of the 9th inning. His last pitch was 56 miles an hour, I believe, or 53 miles an hour, something like that. 56 miles an hour on his last pitch. He reached as high as 87. There's that 56 mile an hour pitch to in the game. So Abiatal Avelino, the starting second baseman, got the save last night for the Drillers. Look how much fun that was. That's Justin Yurchak enjoying every moment of that. Eddie Leonard hit his 11th home run of 2022 and his second in his last 3 games. He has hits in 5 games in a row, and that's on the heels of hitting .316 in July with an OPS of .846. So the young infielder for the Great Lakes Loons and the Dodgers organization. I know the Dodgers are very high on Leonard. He is a really good player. He is hitting the ball very, very well. He always plays very good defense, very explosive player. So Eddie Leonard had a good game last night. He has been hitting the ball and playing very well for Great Lakes. Antonio Knowles had another scoreless outing last night for Great Lakes, which is his 3rd in a row. His average against in July, meaning hitters hit only .207 against him, or at least they did in July, and it is only .186 so far in August. So hitters only hit .207 against Knowles in July. They're only hitting .186 so far against him in August, and since the start of July, he has 20 strikeouts. Check this out. Since the start of July, you're seeing Antonio Knowles. He has 20 strikeouts to just 2 walks. Wow. And that slider, Antonio Knowles, I've said it many times, as you see him here, the slider that he brings, in my opinion, as a single pitch, rivals the Ryan Pepio changeup as maybe being the best pitch in the entire organization. It is that good, and he has rode it to 20 strikeouts to just 2 walks since the beginning of July, and some great pitching. River Ryan made his debut with Great Lakes. This is actually video back when he was with Rancho, and because last night was his debut with Great Lakes, they did not have video there in Lake County. So this, I'm going to show you video from, I am showing you video from his last performance at Rancho. He made his debut last night, though, with Great Lakes and went 4 innings. He struck out 8. He walked just 1, so I'd say he made a pretty good splash. River Ryan did with Great Lakes, again going 4 innings, striking out 8 and walking just 1. So River Ryan, he reached as high as 98 miles an hour in this performance that you're looking at right here. He has the big secondary stuff, so a very exciting young prospect in the Dodgers organization. Harold Restituyo had 2 hits last night for the Loons. He moved his average up to .323 on the year. Can you believe that? Harold Restituyo is hitting .323 on the year. He has hits in all 3 games this month. He is 6 for 11 in August with 4 runs scored and 7 total bases. Rancho Cucamonga got big nights from Yuniel Garcia and Kenneth Bettencourt, and the 3,125 fans at Lone Mart Field were also treated to this home run right here. This is from 2022 draft pick. You know, we talked about the 2022 draft picks yesterday that made a splash with the Quakes. Tonight, it was Sean McLain's turn, and he hit his first home run. McLain is a 2022 draft pick out of Arizona State. But despite those efforts, the Quakes did lose 8-5 to Inland Empire, the Angels' low-A affiliate. But you are seeing the first home run in the Dodgers organization for 2022 draft pick Sean McLain. Yuniel Garcia had the biggest night for the Quakes, and he is having quite the month for Rancho Cucamonga. He's hitting .583 so far in August. His slugging percentage is 1.167, 1167. Again, that's not his OPS. That's just his slugging percentage. His on-base percentage is .593, so when you put those together for his OPS this month in August is 1750. 1.750. Last night he had 3 hits, including his 10th home run, his 25th double. He now has 63 RBIs on the year. Yuniel Garcia having a great year. Kenneth Bettencourt, who many was hoping certainly that he was going to get a promotion to Great Lakes. He did not. He is still with Rancho. He had 3 hits last night for the Quakes, including his 18th double that you're seeing here. And he is a 22-year-old out of Venezuela who is hitting .278 with an on-base percentage of .353. So I'm sure Bettencourt's disappointed that he did not get a promotion to Great Lakes, but all you can do is continue to play with the same amount of energy. You know, he always brings that energy, a lot of leadership skills, one of the most popular, one of the most well-liked players in the entire organization, always hustles. All you can do is continue to do all those same things until you finally get that promotion, of which he eventually will. Reynaldo De Paula has yet to give up a run this month for the Quakes and has gone scoreless in 3 of his last 4 outings, and he has 7 strikeouts during that stretch to just 1 walk. Last night, as you're seeing here, he threw 2 scoreless innings, struck out 3, and this is a good look at his stuff. This actually is not video from last night. This is video from back in July, but I wanted to show you this just so you could see his good stuff. If you were listening on the podcast, it's a bunch of sliders, and they are very, very, very good sliders. He has the good 4-seam up in the zone. There you see another slider. So he likes, there's the 4-seam up. He likes that 4-seam up. He likes the slider combo to go with that. So there's a good look at Reynaldo, or at least a good description or a good look, whichever way you are listening or watching this podcast. That is Reynaldo De Paula. I'm glad that you tuned in to another edition of Dodgers Daily for Saturday, August 6th, and I hope that you tune in tomorrow. And I also hope that you visit DodgerPokeReport.com or visit Dodger Poke on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or I hope you become a subscriber to the Dodgers Daily podcast. Go to the podcast streaming service of your choice and just search Dodgers Daily or Dodger Poke Report, and you will find this podcast. Become a subscriber and never miss a thing from Dodger Poke Report. As always, thanks for tuning in, and go Dodgers!